right, good morning. This is Andrew Lau, Low Shooty President. I'm very happy to see all of you can able to join our webinar. Especially, I saw quite a bit of new people from all over the world, from Hong Kong and also US, Hawaii, and also in Canada and Los Angeles, all different places. Anyway, I just came back from Hawaii, by the way, and it was nice to meet a lot of new Low Shooty friends over there when I was there. And I found that a lot of people really felt very happy with us webinar. Reason is really give them new knowledge, how they can be better in working with their controlling the pre-diabetic or diabetes. And I also find out a lot of people when they're pre-diabetic really don't know what to do. And they just kind of say, okay, I'm not pre-diabetic, what should I do? And the doctor, in a way, did not really provide a lot of support in that either. So net result, they have to figure it themselves. And many of them basically just control the diet, but forgot the rest of the stuff, which is like, exercise, weight control, and so forth. So that is a big part, I would say, a very big part of maintaining a good health. And so that's why today, I think if you have this lecture, you can understand that will be really help you to better control diabetes. And I also want to thank you very much for our support. My marketing manager was telling me that we have like 17,000. You didn't hear wrong. It's 17,000. After our webinar continue to broadcast live in Facebook and various places, there's 17,000 people actually following our webinar. So this is really cool because that means that we have a lot of people think that our webinar has been helpful, and that's why there are so many people coming in. So anyway, that's why I thought that this is really nice. And what we have organized all our webinar is really something that you can hands-on can make it work. Okay， 各位朋友，多謝你繼續努力聽我哋講書啦。咁我係 Angela Low Shooty President。咁其實今日咧一個好特別咧，就見到好多朋友喺不同地方嚟啦。咁我亦都有個機會咧，能夠俾到佢哋更加了解即係乜嘢叫做前期患病，咩叫糖尿病控制。咁今日講嘅節目係好緊要嘅，因為其實我哋喺夏威夷亦都了解好多人咧喺美國方面咧係唔知點樣控制，尤其是前期患病喎。咁當你唔知嘅時候，就有好大問題出現啦。因為好多時咧就真係唔知道嘅話咧，就令到佢哋真係可以講為喺個 A1C 已經喺前期患病，但係佢乜嘢都冇做到啊。其實咁繼續個因為2-3年後真係變咗糖尿病。咁其實呢個cost 好大啦，所以變咗嚟講，我都希望我盡量俾多啲管理嘅方式俾你，咁你可能了解多啲去做你嘅管理。OK， 咁我而家去share 我個 screen 咧，係開始做我嘅 webinar 啦。依家就OK， if you guys can able to see the screen and hear us as well, give me a 1. For Gordon, if you can do that, or whoever in the screen, just give me a 1 response so I know this is okay. Okay, good. So anyway, today I will talk about balancing. How do you balance your blood sugar? How do you prevent you from pre-diabetic to change to diabetes, or you are diabetes, how not to get worse, and then you can continue maintain your blood sugar level real well, so you can continue to be healthy. And that's become a very important topic. Now, you might say, I heard this before, but a lot of time, even though you heard this before, that's probably a new idea that you can hear. And maybe from here, you can have better manage, because diet is something that you have to do for the rest of your life. It's not, just a short term, 1 or 2 months. It's going to be the rest of your life. You didn't hear wrong. So this is something is important. So later on, you can take some pictures, some of the guidelines. So we'll give you that very good comprehensive guidelines so you can able to do that for yourself real well. And I appreciate you spending the busy time of Saturdays to listen to the webinar. 各位朋友，好多謝你今日聽我講呢個講書啦。咁其實點解會需要更加知識多啲喺食物方面咧？因為食物係對管理前期患病同埋糖尿病係一個好重要嘅地方嚟嘅。如果你唔去自己去管理到咧，因為呢個係一世嘅病，即係話由依家起，你一世都要咁管理。 咁係一個好大嘅問題喎。好多人話哇，會唔會好搶？咁其實係啊，因為你唔管理咧，咁你以後都係可能會有好多問題，你都即係未必知道點去做嘅。所以呢個今日學嘅嘢東西咧，你可能聽過，但係對你係一個十分重要嘅記住我哋講嘅嘢東西咧，你能夠學到，咁你就好 OK 噶啦。OK。Now, today our agenda, because we want to make sure that everybody have some steps to understand. So we're going to give you some general introduction, understand what is a pre-diabetic, diabetic, give you some guideline in that. And then what is the importance of like blood sugar control? How do you control that, by the way? And how do you know you are pre-diabetic or diabetes? And then from there, what really and most important that you can have with a diabetes that is actually, use what method, like for example, a balanced diet to help you out. And I really want you to actually understand that. By the way, Pat, welcome. And so you really need to have that. And then because this, if you got to have this, you have to have a long term every year, every month, every day, you still have to do that. So this is a long process. So you really have to get this really roll into, sort of get in a habit. And then you got to talk to your friends, and your friends that who are diabetic, you got to spread the knowledge base. This is so important. So there is a long term, you have to really understand this is a long-term strategy. You have to buy into it, and you have to practice all the time. And how Lu Xu can help you, and then we'll do a conclusion and answer question and answer. Now, I went to Hawaii and met many diabetic friends, pre-diabetic friends. I found their problem and Hong Kong problem and also in California problem all the same. They don't seem to have enough information. Certainly the doctor would not spend much time. Even the government, the max is like 1 hour lecture, that's done deal. Can you remember everything 1 hour? I don't think so. Majority of Hong Kong people tell me the same thing. So this lecture will help you to reinforce the knowledge base. You can continue to understand what it is, and so you can go on and continue practice the rest of your life. 今日講嘅東西咧，多謝大家參與啦。Pat 好高興有見到你入到去呢個Zoom 啊，多謝晒。嗱，其實今日咧，首先短暫嘅介紹，能夠令到你咩叫做前期患病、咩叫糖尿患病者咧，點解食係咁重要咧？同埋仲有一樣嘢，點去做呢個計劃食？因為呢個係一世嘅病，你一定要繼續努力去計劃，去點控制食物，同埋咧仲有咩係有特別嘅 tips 俾到你咧，能夠做到呢樣嘢咧，同埋去糖茶點幫你咧？咁然後之後咧，我就會好做咯嘅問答期時間啦，咁更加容易了解。So I noticed today there's a lot of people from all the different places. So I want to really take a little time to at least give you, some general background. What is the diabetes in a sense, how it come from pre-diabetic to diabetes. And so you need to understand it in 4 stages. Now, I really construct this, make it easy to understand, because I also attend a lot of doctor webinar. And the doctors make it very complicated. I want to make it really simple so you remember you have 4 stages, okay? And we are now talking to actually get more people who are only starting aware, I'm really setting myself for pre-diabetic. So we want to catch you there. 咁你血壓咧就會上升㗎啦 ，OK？ And 第3咧，你又好快去咗第3個 stage 㗎啦。第3個 stage 咧，如果你咩都唔做咧，你血糖繼續上升啦。咁個醫生就係點能夠知道你已經係前期患病咧？佢就 measure 一樣嘢叫做 HbA1c， 糖化血紅蛋白。咁呢個就 measure 幾多糖嘅 percentage 係大個質係黐住呢個 protein 嘅。咁如果你係5.7以下咧，你普通人；如果5.7、6.4咧，你就係一個叫 pre-diabetic。如果你乜嘢唔做，你就好快住3年咧。咗糖尿病啦，咁你就好多問題會繼續出現㗎啦。咁仲有一樣嘢咧，當你喺前期患病，你係冇藥食嘅喎，只係你能夠轉你個叫 lifestyle change， 即係轉你嗰個所謂叫做生活習慣、食嘅嘢 diet 啊嗰啲。咁現在嚟講咧，我可以講好多呢啲都係想你去了解。 我哋希望咧，如果你 stage one、stage two 已經 cover 到你唔會變啊 stage three 咧，哇，咁嘅嘢好好喎。咁我哋依家盡量做呢樣嘢嘅。OK， 繼續努力嗱，繼續呢個4個 stage 咧係好重要知道。咁你繼續努力嘅。咁其實點解要飲去糖茶咁重要咧？第一，去糖茶有兩樣嘢，第一個就叫番石榴葉，就幫你啲糖咧唔俾佢入去血管裏邊。第二樣嘢咧就係呢個叫 bitter melon 苦瓜，苦瓜咧就 increase 咗個胰島素嘅敏感度，帶翻啲糖去血細胞裏邊。仲有咧，如果有多嘅糖咧，喺尿嗰度掉出嚟，同埋仲有呢個膽血掉埋出嚟，仲有啲鹽掉埋出嚟。咁同埋咧仲有排毒。當你鹽掉出嚟，血壓降低，所以3高降低就係由呢個方向出嚟嘅，所以好重要。So how low sugar work is there are two things in low sugar. One is called guava leaf, which block the sugar into the cells, to the blood sugar into the bloodstream. So less sugar in the bloodstream. Then you have bitter melon, which increase the insulin sensitivity, so carry back the sugar into the cell, and excess sugar will dump out through urine, cholesterol dump out urine, and also salt dump out urine. When salt dump out, your blood pressure also will come down. Plus, it helps you to detox. So a lot of people after drinking low sugar say, hey, my weight is going down, my 3 high is going down, and I continue to maintain my A1C below 6.4. That is the objective. And the key is just keep drinking. Now, on top of that, we don't want you to just drink the tea. I want you to really understand how to manage your diabetes. And we do have 5 programs to manage. Example is, 1, we teach you how to do dieting, like today's lectures are all dieting, right? Understand what is low carb diet, low fat diet, and also how do you do all these diets to help you out to maintain a good sugar level. The second is how to do exercise. Very simple, maybe just daily walk. And then you have the weight control. You have to lower your weight. If you lower your weight 1%, 10% of body weight, 10%, 225 pounds, you lower to 10%, you're 200 pounds, you lose 1% A1C, lower 1%. Wow, that's really cool. And then you keep listening to our webinar with all kinds of things to teach you about how to protect your kidney, heart, and so forth, and also how to measure your blood sugar. Now, that's important because in order for you to tell you're successful, it's must through your blood sugar measurement. So we have a lot of patients now who have A1C is still 10 plus, it brought them down to below 6. I saw many with my own eye, including myself. I'm doing that too. I was able to go below 6. And then we have also people who are 6.4 get down to 5.7. So they never convert. So that is something that you could do. 各位朋友，好重要。點解我哋會唔係話淨係佢哋飲茶咁簡單咧？其實好重要咧，唔係淨係飲茶，真係要做低碳水嘅食物，要做低脂肪嘅食物。同埋飲咗去糖茶，一路同樣去控制你血糖。第二樣嘢你要做運動，因為你行8000至1萬步啦，同埋磅重啦，最好就減10% 嘅磅啦。如果減10%，你就減低1% 嘅A1C 喎。咁仲有咧，就聽我每個禮拜講座啦，今日就講食物嘅關係喎，咁你全部可以了解到啦，同埋點去度你血糖，度咗血糖你先知道你喺邊度。所以呢個係好重要嘅，我哋好多病人咧由10個 A1C 都跌到5.7嘅以下嘅 A1C， 見到好多個啦，係成功嘅。So now we'll give you some idea what we're trying to do. So you might ask the question is, what is pre-diabetic and what is diabetes? So we will help you to answer that, okay? The first of all, when you are pre-diabetic, as we mentioned, your pre-diabetic is between A1C 5.7%. In other words, your hemoglobin, that percent of sugar attached, you have 5.7% of sugar attaching this cell, all the way to 6.4%. Now, it's the average 3 months blood sugar, so it's very accurate. We'll understand exactly where you are. So this is something that is a great way to understand where are you at. You are pre-diabetic, or you are normal, or you are already converted to be a type 2 diabetes. So A1C is one of the terminology you always have to remember. If you be above 6.5%, you are already type 2 diabetes. And so now once you convert it, by the way, you cannot convert it back. So you want to prevent you continue convert, don't do that, because once you got that, doctor written down your diabetes, your insurance goes up, everything goes up, your health become poor. So always try to get your diabetes, or you can go down to pre-diabetic stage or below, or go back to normal. And I saw it with a lot of patients can do that. 嗱，各位朋友，好重要咧，你要將你 A1C 咧，就係如果你係前期患病，你嘅 A1C 係5.7至6.4嘅，咁你繼續係喺maintain度咧，咁你可能你嘅機會去病有不同嘅病咧係少好多嘅。咁同埋咧，如果咧過咗6.4咧去6.5以上咧，就係糖尿患病咯。當你糖尿患病嘅時候咧，弊家伙啦，因為你會係好多併發症會出現嘅。咁同埋每年咧，即係美國係要2萬蚊美金，香港咧就10萬蚊港紙，每年嘅醫生費啊，記住啊，咁係好貴喎，所以我唔想你喺呢個地方啊繼續有呢樣嘢啊，希望你真係做到，咁要努力嘅，大家要努力嘅。Then one question, you already know what is pre-diabetic, is 5.7 to 6.4. So what is diabetes? Now, diabetes is basically, a lot of people don't realize, the body cannot have sufficient insulin to take the sugar into the cells. So that is a common so-called non-insulin dependent adult onset diabetes, which is type 2 diabetes, which is affected by 95% of those who have the disease, okay? Now, on top of that, a lot of time as time goes on, your insulin continue try to cut out insulin with the B cell, but the problem, the B cell keep damaging. More B cells is still damaged, so never got enough. So that result, that become what they call commonly known as insulin resistance. So what we can do is drinking low sugar tea is kind of strange. It actually, even though you have a lot of insulin resistance, it's like a booster. So, hey, I will make the insulin become function again, and you get more sugar back to the cells. So that's something that if you have insulin resistance, cannot just keep adding medicine. You have to have something to help you excite some of the booster to get your insulin back to the cell. It's really by drinking low sugar tea. 各位糖友，因為咧糖尿病係點咧？因為你個人體猛出好多糖，食咗好多糖喺個血管度炸咗佢啦。咁身體個胰島素就猛出嚟，哇！我想帶糖入去，但係 B cell 計係去俾人損壞咗，咁就帶唔到糖去咯。咁血糖繼續高咯。咁其實咧做嚟做去都唔夠 insulin 嘅。咁呢個咧就係95% 嘅糖尿患病者都係同樣喺呢個情況下發生嘅。咁如果係咁講嘅話，你係有咩幫助咧？嗱，飲血糖茶好特別嘅。飲血糖茶咧，就算你有 insulin resistance 咧，都幫助到你帶翻啲糖入去嘅。咁呢個咧就係一個 booster 咁啦嚇，可以講嚟。咁呢個咧係一個好特別嘅東西，所以變咗嚟講咧，要真係咧飲血糖茶，就算你 insulin resistance 好高咧，你都可以幫助你帶翻多啲糖入去，同埋佢 excess 糖有好處咧，就掉咗糖喺尿掉出嚟，喺個鹽啊同埋你膽固醇掉埋出嚟，咁啊變咗三高都降低咗嘅，咁對你十分好啦。So another question you might have is, hey, you know how I become a diabetes? And what risks why become a type 2 diabetes? Now, there's some internal factors that risk you will potentially always will have to basically get you to be a pre-diabetic and a diabetes, okay? One is you're overweight and obese. If your BMI, which is your weight indicators, that is over 30, chances you have diabetes is very high, okay? And then when your family history, like for example, this is something that is very familiar to me. Because a lot of my customer, they come over, they say, hey, Andrew, he's very good. I love your tea. And they start buying 10 bags each time. So I asked them, I said, hey, why you buy 10 bags? You know, every month you 10 bags, you know? They said, well, because my dad is, my mom is, my brother is, my sister is, my auntie is, my uncle is. List of entire family. So family history of diabetes is very real. They will get diabetes family history. If they have, most likely you will have. On top of that, if you're age, you're 45 years or older, the chances of you got some kind of pre-diabetic, and eventually if you don't do anything, you change, that is high. Because our kidney, my pancreas is also start aging. All that will come into the place. So age can be a real issue. Now, also, if you have high blood pressure The reason is could be due to your vessel become, hardened, and also the cholesterol and the blood sugar get mixed together, become thick. It's from plaques everywhere. If you're high cholesterol, all that will also drive you a very strong risk to go into pre-diabetic and diabetes. Now, also, a lot of people don't understand sleep apnea is another one. If you cannot sleep well, and most likely you have all the fat over here covering your throat, the throat pipe, so you will have sleep apnea and you snore loudly. And most likely, this is a true indicator that you have a high chance to be a pre-diabetic diabetes. And also, you are a person don't work out at all. You don't move. You like to sit down and watch TV. You are TV couch potato. Then you are another very good chances you become a pre-diabetic diabetes. So all these are sort of predictable risk and predictable type of person to give you the risk of diabetes. And to be honest, when I start in nursing school and also in ICU, when I see the person is really obese and they're older, already 45 up, they're high blood pressure, and they snore a lot while they're sleeping, and they don't move much, then the chances for them to pre-diabetic, right, is very high. So right away I say, hey, do you have check and so forth? And most of them, when I see them, all the A1C is up there. So in other words, they all went to 6.7 above already. So if you have some of this category here, do check with the doctor, because you might don't even know you are pre-diabetic or diabetes. So very important to work on this. 嗱，各位堂友，呢個好重要嘅，點解咧？好多人都知道自己咧係，sorry， bring some water， low sugar。好多人咧都唔知道咧，原來肥胖咧真係令到你咧係有機會咧係有前期患病或者糖尿病症。哦，知明I'm choke a little bit. Okay. So 依家啦，你要知道咧，原來你好肥胖重咧，有 BMI 已經過咗30咧，機會係高嘅。第二樣嘅有屋企有家庭咧。有家族咧係有好多有糖尿病嘅，咁我哋有好多依家糖友朋友咧買親我哋嘅去糖茶咧都買10包嘅，咁其實原來咧佢有媽啊、爸爸啊、姑姐啊、細佬妹全部都係嘅。咁如果你45歲以上咧，個 chance 亦都高嘅，因為好多時咧你個所有身體嘅功能都開始衰退。咁你最緊要咧就話 pancreas 都會衰退啦。就唔夠胰島素出嚟，咁呢亦都有嘅。咁如果你仲有高血壓、高膽固醇，呢個亦都係一個重要嘅 indicator。因為當你高血壓嘅時候咧，點解咧？就係一定係冇犀利你個高嘅膽固醇，再加埋啲糖嘅啦，溝埋好結，令到血管咧全部係咁塞，所以就高血壓。sorry， 血管硬化，咁呢個係一個好重要嘅。呢個 indicator 嘅，仲有睡眠窒息呢個嘅症狀就忽然間咧呢度好肥，咁個脷咧就冚住嗰個氣管啦，咁你又仲有嗰個snoring 好大聲啦，咁呢個咧亦都係一個好大嘅 indicator， 係會有呢樣嘢，你會係前期或者係糖尿病嘅。咁仲有一個咧，你生活咧就成日都唔喐嘅，你係不動嘅，又唔中意 exercise， 咩都唔坐喺地睇先。咁呢啲多數都係有啲咁嘅人咧，係全部會做咗係前期患病嘅。所以如果你有親戚朋友係有呢個睇到咧，咁你應該要睇一睇佢。喂，你有冇睇過你醫生有冇睇過前期患病嘅糖尿病或者糖尿病啊？所以你個睇之後咧，驗下血咧，咁你知我係可能咁控制到樣嘢。So a lot of people, when you see yourself, you have this risk factor, you really need to go back to see the doctor and check the A1C. A1C. Remember that. So that way, at least you know where you're at, because you don't check, you will not know. And that's right. It's very unique. In Hong Kong, majority of the people, and same to USA, majority of people and find themselves pre-diabetic and diabetes are actually a surprise. Okay. Now, if you basically don't do anything, you're pre-diabetic. In 3 years, you'll be very quickly will convert to be diabetes. Now, when that happening, that's really sad. You know why? Because when that happened, most likely you have chances of risk of stroke. You have could be memory loss. I have a patient who 70-something years old. We help her fix her blood sugar, but because the damage is so bad, she lost a lot of her actual memory. She had amnesia. And her husband cannot remember. Even the name of her husband cannot remember. So they are very upset. So I can see why. And also in the day is also their cataract and also their glaucoma, so they cannot see. Wow, imagine that if you're 50 years old, you have glaucoma, cataract, and damage your eye, you cannot see. Imagine that for next 20, 30 years, everything is blur. That's terrible. So don't get into this. Control your blood sugar. Also, blood pressure got high, damage blood vessel. Also, nerve can be damaged, so you cannot feel. And then the worst that your heart disease. Heart disease can heart attack, you die. And then your pancreas become malfunction. You have not insulin. We have to get insulin. The worst that you have to, if you injure, you don't feel the pain, you don't feel the infection. Then it get worse, that you got gangrene, that you cut off your leg. Wow, that would be terrible. And also, a lot of people need to go dialysis because their kidney get damaged and no longer function, and you end up with dialysis. And that will be very high cost, very convenient, lifestyle poor. So pregnancy complication is also very important because your gestation diabetes, the chance of becoming diabetic is high. So you have to keep watching. You can't just ignore that. Now, 30% of diabetes patients, they have no sex life. Reason why? That damage of the nerve damage, they cannot feel. So they have sexual dysfunction. So again, all these things is all 100% is really work on your entire body that can able to screw up your daily function of life. 各位朋友，如果你乜嘢都唔做，個問題咧，好多併發症會出現嘅。第一會中風啦，第二你失憶啦。嗱，好多人失憶係好問題㗎，因為連個老公都唔記得㗎，呢個好嚴重。仲有咧，如果眼盲咧，如果你50零歲，已經係 damage 眼，你開始蒙，你就睇唔到啊！嗱，睇電視睇唔到，睇字又睇唔到，哇！你幾陰功啊，真係睇唔到嘢。咁仲有血壓高啦，血壓高係 damage 咗啲血 vessels 啦，咁你又可能中風啦。仲有啲神經喺度損壞啦，咁又冇感覺啦。如果嗰啲血管係喺個心臟塞得太多咧，你就會 end up with heart attack 啦，心臟病發就死人喎。有胰島素咧就唔 work 啦，同埋多胰島素都唔 work 嘅，咁你就要打胰島素啦。仲有咧，整親嘅腳係個腳咧係爛咗，咁壞咗有 gangrene，咁你就切咗個腳去，行唔到喎。咁咧，diabetes咧仲有損壞個腎咧。當你損壞腎嘅時候咧，你就要每個禮拜要去醫院3次去洗腎，或者要屋企洗，點樣都好咧，你要係好唔方便。咁同埋仲有咧，如果你係已經有懷孕過，有個呢個gestation diabetes咧，好重要咧，就要繼續去choking，sorry about that， 繼續要去咧。睇下你將來會唔會變咗糖尿病嘅發展啦？30% 嘅糖尿病啫，冇性功能，因為冇感覺啊，冇性功能就好陰功啊。 所以其實咧，真係要開始管理咩叫前期患病，咩糖尿病，咁等你唔會有真正嘅好大嘅問題出現。So at the end of the day, all doctor will look at HbA1c to predict what is the progress of your type 2 or your pre-diabetic or type 2 diabetes. They all do that. So I found in US, a lot of people know what is A1C, but in Hong Kong, I talked to a lot of my patients, and they don't really aware what is A1C. They just say, oh, doctor tell me I take blood every time I go see him. So every time, if you government doctor or private doctor, always ask, what is my A1C? 嗱，喺香港咧，我見到好多朋友咧都唔知咩叫做 A1C 嘅，就係糖化血紅蛋白。咁如果你睇醫生，政府醫生，你都要問佢，喂，我 A1C 幾多啊？咁如果 A1C 為6.5以上咧，你啲糖尿病患者或者7咧就好弊喎，8更加弊嘅，一路上去。咁你一定要知道呢個數字先能夠有控制咧，去翻6.4以下。咁呢個咧係好重要去睇呢樣嘢嘅。咁你一定要問啦，好多時醫生未必答你啊，私家醫生都一樣啦。呢樣嘢咧你都要問嘅 ，OK？ So it's very important always ask what is your A1C because they will able to give you the percentage average 3-month to 6-month percentage. So it will be very good for you to understand where you're at. Now, don't get confused your A1C percentage to your daily fasting blood sugar. That is totally different. That is just one point where you're at that day. This is a 3 to 6 month average. So very important and very good indicating where you're at progression. Okay. 嗱，各位同學千祈唔好混淆咗咧，我哋嘅每日度嘅血糖嗰個只係1點，今日你係幾多度嘅血糖，咁就同呢個 A1C 係唔同嘅。A1C 係3至6個月嘅平均數字，咁係一個十分好準確嘅，我就知道你喺邊度。OK， 咁記住一樣，唔好混淆咗佢。So really at the end of the day, very important. A1C can kind of tell you where you're at, where you're going. At least you know where you're at. So this is so important. Reason is because is A1C, as I mentioned here, if you're 5.7, you're a normal person. If you're 5.7 to 6.4, you are pre-diabetic. So it really a good indicator, are you a pre-diabetic or diabetes already? And every time you see doctor, you got to ask this comparison number. And then with that, you can early identify that, hey, I already moving to pre-diabetic. So I better start doing a lot of work to prevent me to get into diabetes. And you can, definitely you can change. So don't let that say, oh, wow, I'm pre-diabetic. Would I ever will go into diabetes? If you don't do anything, you will convert. If you do something, you will not convert. You can continue to maintain yourself as a pre-diabetic stage. That will be wonderful for you, and you will be continue to be healthy. Okay. 嗱，各位同友 ，HbA1c 咧就可以了解你將來嘅風險啦，同埋知道你現在喺邊度啦。咁呢個就呢個 HB 就係 hemoglobin 啦。咁呢個 hemoglobin 如果你5.7以下咧，就係正常人啦。多過啲糖黐落去6.5% 以上咧，就係糖尿病病者啦。咁其實呢個係一個好 accurate、好準確嘅度你嘅血糖嘅測驗嚟嘅，所以一定要知道你呢個平均3個月嘅水平係點樣。咁就咧你就知道同埋你計落去嘅時候HbA1c 都唔同嘅 number 嚟嘅。咁你繼續係保持咧6.4咧，你嘅風險就大好咗。但係好多人咧因為冇乜做嘅去控制啦，咁一路升上去嘅。46.5嘅7、10、10咁上，咁嗰陣時係弊家伙啦，因為你嗰陣時咧血糖太高嘅時候咧，你就失控啦。咁呢個咧係你要自己去度，咪自己度，要醫生去度完之後咧話翻俾你聽。咁你每次咧都要去管理呢個 HbA1c 嘅 ，OK？ So you can see if you have a healthy, body, and which you have, no issue of diabetes. So when you eat the food will go into your stomach, and then go into large intestine, and the glucose will able to absorb the food nutrients absorb, and the body right away come out with a lot of insulin to take the sugar back to the cells, to the muscle, liver, everywhere, the whole body. That's a normal process of a healthy use of glucose. But the problem is when you have type 2 diabetes, after eat the food, and glucose already entered the bloodstream, unfortunately, the pancreas issue the insulin, and the B cell doesn't really take the sugar into the cells, and more B cells come out, it still don't take B cells. So the sugar doesn't go into the muscle, doesn't go to the liver, doesn't go to enough to the body. So your blood sugar continue to be high. So that's the reason why you really have to continue to check your A1C to see whether your sugar is really continue to be high in your system. And also your pancreas are not increase your insulin. So net result, your body doesn't have enough energy. So you feel tired, you feel, hungry all the time, eat more, but doesn't work. So these will create all kind of problems. So your goal is to keep the sugar low in here in the bloodstream, and the cell able to use the sugar for energy. That's really your goal. So you want to make sure continue to let less sugar into vessels. Okay, so this is your goal. 各位朋友，你知道如果你健康咧，你食啲食物啦，咁你個胰島你個就會有胰島素出嚟啦。咁你個胰島素出嚟咧，就帶翻啲糖入去細胞裏邊去肝啊，或者去你嘅 muscles 啊，全身都可以去到啊。但係當你如果係唔夠胰島素嘅時候咧，啲糖入唔到去你個你個 muscle 你個肌肉裏邊咧，亦都入唔到去你個肝裏邊咧，或者其他身體裏邊咧，咁你開始越嚟咧就越多糖喺個血管裏邊咯，咁你個情況咧就越差啦。咁其實我哋最重要咧，我哋嘅現在所有我哋做嘅東西，都希望能夠繼續將啲糖喺血管度降低，同埋咧仲有啲細胞能夠用到啲糖嚟做你即係做個 energy 呢個 fuel， 即係你個能量啊，可以做到嚇。咁呢個係我哋現在所有講東西都希望用翻我哋啲糖，點能夠喺細胞用得翻啊？咁呢個咧係我哋個最重要嘅目的嚟嘅。嗱，但係當如果你啲胰島素出嚟嗰啲 B cell damage 好多，即係損壞咗啦。咁 B cell 帶唔到糖入去細胞咧，咁你成日都會有個血管裏邊嘅糖繼續上升嘅喎，咁啊繼續係咁塞嘅喎，咁呢啲就好糖。所以去糖啊係真係幫助你啊，帶咗胰島素入翻細胞，因為佢 increase 咗胰島素嘅 sensitivity 啦。咁所以變咗仲有一個 insulin resistance 咧，都會係降低，因為佢帶翻個糖入翻去細胞裏邊。咁你係用翻啲糖，咁同埋咧你係可能夠 excess 嘅糖咧有好處咧，佢喺尿嗰度同埋減嘅尿嗰度去掉咗出嚟，咁你係降低成個身體裏邊嘅血糖，佢唔會 absorb 嘅。咁呢個就好重要嘅。So importantly is low sugar, what help you is taking sugar, increase the sensitivity of insulin, taking sugar in the cells. On top of that, excess sugar, that's the most important. It dumped it up in the urine, and also dump the cholesterol out in urine, and dump also the salt outside through urine, so your blood pressure also will come down. So this is really important aspect. Now, so we talk a lot about principle, how why your sugar is elevated, how you can able to bring it down by drinking low sugar tea. Now we need to focus. Dieting in diabetes is extremely important. So in other words, you really need to have good control of your carbs. You might have heard that before many times. carbohydrate is one of the most important element to increase your blood sugar. So even you buy any cereal, any food, you have to look what is the percentage carb. You have to control that amount. I will tell you usually this thing, if you eat 100 grams, you have 15 grams of carb being taken. So when it add up together, very quickly, you make sure you are under 1,150 grams or up to 200 grams. That's it. Okay. So carbs is a very important item you have to control. Second is your fats, because they're also a cholesterol and also protein. All these play a very important to manage your pre-diabetic diabetes. Okay. So how do you do that? First, you have the healthy source of carbohydrate that are low in sugar. And what are they? These are like fibers that can help you better manage food with high fibers, help you manage blood sugar levels, such as like whole grain, fruits, vegetable. These are good, healthy source. All natural food. It's not man-made. It's not like additive and all that. Natural food. Also, you want a healthy fat, such as monosaturated fat, and also polyunsaturated fat found in nuts like almond nuts, oil, fatty fish. And so this is also can help you very good with your overall body health. Third, you also need to choose good protein source, such as chicken, lean chicken, fish, to help you manage better blood sugar level. Now, also, stay away simple carbohydrates, such as sugar, like white sugar. Stay away. White bread, stay away. Because all these items rapidly increase your blood sugar. And that result of that, you will get spiked sugar spike. So our goal is not to get high sugar spike. Our goal is to have a gradual go up in sugar and quickly come back down. So those will be complex carbohydrates, such as whole grain, vegetable, which will break down slowly, especially high fiber type of food. Then you want to continue to break down slowly, so your blood sugar doesn't spike real quick. It goes slowly coming down. Okay, so there's a strategy. Remember, carbohydrate, fat, protein. You have this to have to make sure eat the right carbohydrate. Look at the food label, because all the food label will tell you how much gram of carbohydrate take. 嗱，各位同學好重要咧，我哋一定要知道我食嘅嘢咧有咩好嘅，有幾多碳水化合物咧。嗱，我哋其實如果你係已經前期患病同埋糖尿病病者咧，你應該控制到係150個 gram 或者200個 gram 裏邊嘅碳水化合物。咁其實咧，你點知道咧？你每買一包嘢咧，佢都有寫個 carbohydrate 或者碳水化合物有幾多 gram 嘅。譬如你食100 gram 呢東西，你已經係15 gram， 咁你加埋，你知道咪有150 gram 或者200 gram 咁多嘅碳水化合物啦。咁好重要，裏邊有啲嘢最好係呢啲咧，就譬如有穀類嘅嘢啦、high 纖維嘅東西啊、水果啊、蔬菜啊，呢啲係全部好嘅碳水化合物嘅東西。咁仲有咧咩個好嘅健康脂肪咧？譬如好似呢個果仁啊，呢全部係一啲好嘅脂肪嘅，或者魚啊、肥嘅魚啊，咁呢啲係幫助你咧係更加令到你身體更加健康嘅。仲有啦，咁仲有有咩係蛋白好嘅蛋白質咧？譬如雞肉啦、魚啦、豆類嘅東西啦，亦都幫助你控制到呢個血糖嘅水平嘅。但係最差咧係做咩咧？千祈唔好食簡單嘅碳水，即係 simple sugar carbs。咁呢啲係乜嘢嚟咧？就好似白麵包啦，或者係一啲砂糖啦、白砂糖，總之白色嘅東西，你都記住咧，就冇咁多啦。咁變咗呢啲嘢咧，就令到血糖嘣一聲咗上去，又嘣一跌翻嚟。就最緊咧係你個重點咧，就唔好有佢嘅 sugar spike，即係糖彈咗上去，即係血糖即刻嘣一聲彈上去啲。 要慢慢上嘅，咁嗰啲咧一定係好嘅谷類嘅東西啦，同埋複雜啲嘅碳水化合物食物啦、菜蔬啊，佢慢慢分解，咁佢變咗嚟講咧，就令到血糖就會嘣嘅升上去，係慢慢升上去嘅。呢個就係我哋嘅重點啦。So now we talk about what carbs to eat already. Give you some principle. Make sure that what we eat is mainly complex carbohydrates, so you can able to help you to make sure that you have long time process, your blood sugar doesn't spike. So we'll talk about that. So secondly, you have to plan the strategy to help you to how you eat. In a sense, you have to have a plan. So really important, a lot of people is we need to recognize what kind of serving size to prevent you overeating. You have to familiarize yourself. For example, you see the food, you like it, you eat. So you always eat more. So more importantly, understand, how much to eat. So it's good to take a look at the measured, using a measured carb or some scale, all that down below to look at what size of the food you are eating to prevent you to be overeat. And that's very important. And also when you eat, you have to really eat in a sense that make sure that you're hungry, but not overeat. So you want to enjoy every bite by chewing longer and able to, let it more time to digest. That will be the best you can have. So that way you can able to better enjoy your food, but also food to absorb body slower. So that is important, okay? So our goal again is planning the dinner. You don't want to eat especially fast, and that will ruin your sudden overeat, and also you might actually end up spiking more sugar because you overeat. And also not good for your carbs, and not good for your calories because you overeat. So your weight will also goes up. So that's something that you have to plan. So now we'll talk about carbohydrate. Now you have to plan how do you work with this of the diet, okay? 頭先我講咗咧，我哋頭先講咗係即係碳水化合物管理啦。咁但係依家咧做計劃咧就係我用咩策略性咧去改善我食嘅東西咧。第一，我哋食嘅 size， 唔好見到嘢就係咁爬，要係咁爬咧弊啦，因為可能 overeat 咗，即係食多咗。咁 end up 咧就會變咗肥胖啦，或者係end up 咧就食多咗啦，你卡就食多咗，卡路里食多咗會更加肥啦。咁千祈唔好做呢個就係其實嘢威咧好多家庭就話，喂，依家仲可以食埋佢啦。咁呢個其實就有個問題嘅，因為你可能嗰半嘢係一半碗飯，再加埋好多餸，食埋佢咧就變咗 double eat， 咁你膽固醇同埋血糖或者你呢個碳一定會上升嘅。咁所以變咗咧就唔好放喺度，寧願擺喺雪櫃聽日食都好，唔好一齊食晒佢。仲有咧，你食之前咧，你 pay attention， 你而家係肚餓啊、飽味啦，就慢慢食、慢慢嚼，都慢慢食、慢慢嚼咧，係對你好大幫助嘅。因為變咗嚟講咧，就會暴食，好快就爆唔食晒，咁你就增加好多磅數，呢個明知嘅東西嘅。So we talk about carbohydrate. We talk about now meal strategy. The importantly is also the plate technique. So you really have to have half a plate. I always remember teaching everybody, all vegetable. The more vegetable, the better. You want non-starchy vegetable, like for example, lettuce, romaine lettuce, tomatoes, all that good stuff. Half a plate is all vegetable because those are all good, 100% whole food. On top of that, it will slowly absorb to your body with a spike your sugar. All those are good stuff. And then you're going to have another plate is all your protein, which is like lean chicken, lean pork, fish. All that will be on 1/4. And the other quarter will be all the could be grain, vegetable that help you or slight little bit more starch. But net result, you already have half plate is all vegetable, salad. And that is already most like fill you up so you don't have to go up with a high sugar spike. So important, plate planning is very important. Second, you have to think about, don't keep drinking a lot of high carb drinks. The worst thing you have is bubble tea. I have an engineer friend who had high blood sugar. The reason why he had high blood sugar is because every day he drank 4 to 5 glasses of this gigantic cup of bubble tea. It's very sweet. Even though he said, I already lowered down the sweet requirement very low, but it's still very sweet. So net result, he has gained tremendous weight. Blood sugar is terrible. So cut that off. Don't take, all these sugar drinks. Drink low sugar tea instead of drink juice or sweetened tea, like sweet iced tea. Because you drink low sugar tea, have lower blood sugar. Same thing as a fluid. It will dilute your blood vessels, so the blood will not become thick. So try to do this, drink unsweetened product. So in that result, you can able to help you to truly drink and eat at the same time. You dilute your blood sugar, so you will not have problem with drinking like Coke. A lot of people like to drink dinner Coke. That's terrible. Don't do that. Or iced tea with a lot of sugar in there. Drink low sugar tea can be very helpful. On top of that, you also have to monitor how much carb you've been taking, because you have 100 to 50 is your planned target. Stick to that. Or 200 is the maximum. Stick to that. So you got to know every day this is the amount of carb you take. And then you can actually add it all together. So understand, I already reached that. So more vegetable is that take the sweet and then add some carb that overshot yourself. That's no good. Okay. So that is very important to understand. Now you have a plate management. You have to know what to drink, not to drink Coke. You got to drink water or low sugar tea, or also manage your carb. How much is it? 150 or 200 grams per day. All that being controlled. The chances of you will be pre-diabetic to change your diabetes will much more less. Or even if diabetes will go back down to pre-diabetic, you're a lot more successful. 嗱，我講過咧，如果喺食嘢裏邊咧，一定一半係全部綠色嘅東西，綠色一般咧係嗰個1/4咧係喺1/3咧就係全部係嗰啲即係雞肉啊、魚啊、瘦嘅牛肉啊，咁呢個有你嘅 protein 啦，或者雞蛋都嘅。咁而一般咧就1/4咧就係嗰個你要食嘅嘅穀類啦，或者你嘅唔係食飯啦，食 brown rice 啦、紅米啦，呢啲係幫助你咧係做呢個 plate planning 係好緊要嘅。咁呢個咧點解會係咁咧？就係第一，如果你食到好多菜咧，個 chance 你過濃食咧就少啲嘅，因為你菜食飽咗啦。OK， 咁第二樣嘢咧又會幫助血糖喎，因為係食到好多菜。血糖會降低喎，係咪？因為佢唔會係，即係佢慢慢 absorb 㗎嘛，咁唔會話好似你食咗好多其他東西，嘣一聲升咗血糖上，咁邊一唔會係就好快升上，慢慢升上 ，OK？ 咁第二係飲嘢好緊要啦，飲嘢咧一定要飲咩咧？冇就係飲汽水啊、七喜啊，哇嗰啲好弊，因為好多糖。其實最好飲咩係水啦，或者去糖茶啦，幫助降低血糖啦，咁亦都能夠又冇咖啡因嘅，所以變咗嚟講係好幫助。咁仲有一樣嘢好重要，即係食咗幾多碳水化食物。我哋其實每日咧只係150 gram 同埋200 gram 最多嚇。咁所以呢個咧係每一次你食咩都好咧，去睇翻佢，然後寫翻落去。咁變咗嚟講，你就知道每日原來我食少100 gram。當你咁做咗之後咧，就 chance 你會become一個前期患病頭痛啊，或者就會低好多嘅。記住呢樣嘢啊！ Now we talk all about, from carbs to plate planning. Now we talk about, how do you plan my meals for the entire week? Now it's very important in there. There's several apps in right now. You know, a lot of you go to Google, they give you like a lot of apps actually help you to plan for your diet. You can select the one that you like. Actually, there's some of them you have to buy, but it's really worthwhile. There's some don't have to buy, but you have to track how much you eat because you have to write that down. So on top of that, you got to write down the weekly meal, what's going to be. You know, where Monday I eat chicken, Tuesday I eat beef, Wednesday I eat fish, Thursday I eat fish and salad, whatever. Just plan your meal in advance. With that, you have an idea how much carbs you're going to take. And on top of that, you ensure that you have a balanced diet. That's the key, okay? And then also, don't eat the same old, because when you're diabetic, you can have a good choice of lots of tea. It's not lots of food. It's not something that, oh, I'm diabetic, I can eat. No, you have a lot of food you can choose. You can choose fish, you got all type of fish, and also you can choose all type of vegetable, make it interesting, and you can have good variety. And you can also change, select different type of fruits, different like apple, different pear. All these are good stuff. So later I'll give you a glycemic index. You can take a picture to select all your good stuff. Okay, so you can actually eat all kind of variety. It's not your diabetes. I can't eat. It's not true. You can have all kind of food. You can still able to achieve your goal. 嗱，各位朋友一定要有個食嘅計劃，每個禮拜呢個餐單係乜嘢咧？早啲 plan 咗之後，好嘅，冇就係嗰日去到先去做 plan。如果你 plan 咗一個禮拜咧，咁就好咯，因為你知道嗱，我一個禮拜裏邊咧，我今日食牛肉，聽日食雞，後日食魚，第四日食菜，一路咁落去。咁同埋仲有一樣嘢咧，你食呢啲嘢嘅時候咧，你可以知道有幾多 carbs，有幾多卡路里食係計劃到出嚟。咁變咗嚟講咧，你就可以能夠減到你自己能夠每一次個 meal 都係少過150或者150個 gram 嘅 carbs， 喺200 gram 多200 gram， 咁 chance 咧你個糖高壓咧係好少好多嘅。同埋咧，你係可以能夠好多不同 variety 喎，可以食可以飲去糖茶啦，唔好淨係即係飲好多甜嘅東西啦。仲有咧要食好多不同嘅生果啦，好似蘋果啊、pear 啊，同埋好多不同嘅好有健康嘅食物，所以呢個係一個十分重要嘅計劃。Now, in your meal planning, you should get the glycemic index, and so you know you have some idea how much GI index the food you're taking. And what food you choose, all the low glycemic food, and then how you combine it actually. So end result, you always get good result. So now you ready a picture for an English version. You can take a picture of this, you know what is high GI food. Now, the thing is this, you should continue to take a look at this low GI food. Like for example, pear, apple, strawberry, lean pork, fish, lot of variety. Now you can also combine some of these above actually, but you try to take more of the low GI food instead of high GI food at this end. So net result, the chances for you to have continual high blood sugar will be very low. Okay, so you might miss maybe a carrot. You have 1/4 carrot, rest of them are tofu and all that. So you have a balanced diet. Try to look at low GI food. So take a picture of that first. Here, same thing. We'll talk about, we have one, half of the plate is really your all vegetable. 1/4 is your one quarter is your a lean protein, and then other is your brown rice and all that good stuff here. So take a picture. The worst thing to eat a lot is like mango, lychee, though are very, very sweet. It's high sugar, and you eat this tart and cupcakes. Oh man, that would be terrible. The worst that you go to dim sum to char siu bao, they're even worse. Okay, so don't go eat of that. Okay, you definitely can able to get yourself control all around this area, okay? All around this area. If you like bread, get wheat bread, okay? So take the picture. 嗱，各位同學，血糖指數咧係好重要嘅。你食咩咧喺呢度可以揀擇到不同嘅好嘅血糖嘅指數嘅GI index 嘅食物。咁咧揀擇咗之後咧，咁你就可能夠成個禮拜我食嗰啲嘢咧，喺呢個血糖指數裏面咧係揾出嚟嘅。咁你係食好多種啊，你可以影張相。呢個好重要咧，就係低血糖嘅食物咧，就係低升糖嘅食物咧，就係呢一種嘅，好似糙米啊、同埋魚啊、同埋牛肉啊、瘦嘅牛肉啊、羊肉啊、同埋綠色嘅嘅菜蔬啊、豆類啊、蘋果啊、生果啊、啤梨啊，呢全部咧係低升糖食物嘅建議嚟嘅。咁但係你係咪可以由中等升嘅食物溝埋咧？係可以嘅。但係譬如好似我食1/4嘅蘿蔔啦，但係我有4/3嘅係豆腐啦，咁就 OK 嘅喎，係咪？咁記住咧，呢個咧係你最可以影張相啊！依家可以影張相。千祈啦，上邊咧唔好食咁多蛋撻啊、叉燒包啊、饅頭啊，呢個就對你呢個係好大問題嘅。好多人都唔知道啦。食咗饅頭咧，你嘅血糖係可以好高嘅啊！咁記住，一半嘅 play planning 咧就係全部係菜，1/4係你個 lean protein 係咩啊？lean protein 就係魚啊、肉啊、瘦肉啊啲啦。咁就係4/1咧係你嗰啲糙米啊，同埋依不同嘅食物啦。咁我就麥啊、豆啊呢啲全部係 OK 嘅。OK， 我記住影呢張相，唔該，影相。And because I'm requesting you all always try to look for whole food. Whole food, what is whole food? Because whole food are food with high fibers. Whole food and it's all natural. It can really help you regulate your blood sugar levels and improve your insulin sensitivity. The whole food basically is really consists of a high fiber food, all natural. Like for example, high fiber plus you can be fruits. All these are whole food, not made by humankind. Okay, it's all made by naturally. And on top of that, you have whole food can pack with lots of vitamins, minerals, which is all improved, can be potentially improved overall health, and prevent you from any kind of potential complication related to your diabetes. It's so important to keep on that. And plus, whole food tend to be also low in calorie because they're all natural, it's not being processed, and it will also get better to control your weight because this is not processed. It does help you to spike sugar too. So all that is good benefit. 嗱，如果係全天然嘅食物咧，有咩好處咧？唔係冇有任何嘅人工添加劑入去嘅。咁第一咧，你係有高嘅纖維食物啦。咁當然啦，高纖維食物呢你嘅糖咧就唔會揈咗升咗去啦，慢慢升咗去，慢慢就跌翻嚟。第二樣嘢，你好多嘢係有好，因為天然食物咧好多好嘅，裏邊有維他命啦，亦都有好多礦物質啊，同埋咧亦都係能夠俾到好多好嘢你嘅去你個 diet 裏邊 ，OK， 好似 nuts 啊，有好多好嘅營養喺度啊，同埋仲有係一個 whole food 嚟嘅 nuts 係 whole food 嚟嘅，咁仲有咧係低卡路里嘅全部，因為呢啲 whole food 咧多數就唔係高卡路里，因為佢冇任何嘅 process， 唔係白糖咁冇 process 到嘅，咁就幫助你更加能夠令到你個磅數，你自己嘅身體嘅磅數係降低嘅，亦都容易管理嘅身體嘅磅數啦嚇。So we have suggest you gotta continue strive to eat whole food. So which are they? They are fruits, apple, berries, vegetable leaves, green leaf, vegetable roots, vegetable like for example, you have also whole grain like brown rice, whole wheat bread, and also lean protein, chicken, fish, and eggs and so forth. All these are whole food, natural, 100% natural. Okay, 食全天然嘅食物有咩嘅食物食到咧？ 好似蘋果啊、啤梨啊、任何呢啲水果啊，都係呢啲係100%係全天然食物嘅。咁生菜啊，或者係裏邊任何綠色嘅菜啊，咁呢亦都係蔬菜類裏邊咧，亦都係你所有嘅呢啲天然食物啦。同埋仲有咧係如果有grain 啦，即係有啲穀類嘅東西啦，譬如糙米或者紅米呢啲全部都係嘅。咁食麵包咧就要全麥嘅麵包啦 ，OK。咁仲有 protein 裏邊咧有 chicken 啦，有魚啦。呢啲咧亦都係全部係天然食物，咁呢啲天然食物咧係好正，令到你能夠會 spike 你 sugar。記住我呢啲做咩都會你個 sugar 嘅你糖分緊彈咗上去，呢個就唔係我哋想愛嘅東西，所以呢個好重要，了解呢個咧，咁你自己識去揀擇㗎啦。Now we talk about all the meals now, right? We talk about how to get your low glycemic index food and so forth. Now we talk about the snack, because I know each one of you might say, I'm hungry between. Okay, what kind of healthy snack? So healthy snack dessert is very important to do things that is not, again, a lot of sugar, processed sugars, like for example, candy, artificial sugar, and so forth, to spike the sugar. So you don't want that. So you want to have raw vegetable, for example. I said a lot of time we have sugar snack is you have celery, you cut it pieces, and you eat it along the way. They're high fiber, low sugar, that will be very good for you. And also fresh fruits, fruit salad, low fat dairy products such as yogurt, cottage cheese, also nuts and seed like almond nuts, walnuts, pumpkin seed, hard boiled egg, that's also good snack. Whole grain cracker, and nut butter, like for example, there's almond nut butter, and also low fat cheese. And so all these are very, very good healthy snacks. So maybe you gotta think about, if you always like to eat something, think about cutting small pieces of celery that big and put it in a container, and you just eat it, so you can get your get some feels of eating it, and also you have high fiber in it as low sugar. So celery is a very good stuff. Okay. 我知每一個人都有零食㗎，因為你話肚餓點算咧？唔緊要，肚餓嘅時候咧，最緊要咧係繼續咧係去食啲低碳水化合物食物啦，好似譬如蔬菜啊、水果啊、沙律啊、低脂肪嘅 yogurt 果仁好似杏仁果仁或者食嘅烚熟嘅雞蛋都 OK 嘅。咁最緊要咧就係要食啲嘢咧係全部天然咧，係會對你十分幫助。嗱，我有個提議咧就係 cut 好多細條嘅芹菜一大條啫，咁雪凍咗佢，然後慢慢睇電視食咧，係對你十分好，因為有好嘅纖維啦，同埋咧亦都唔係好高卡路里嘅。So if you really want to have some dessert, what can we do? Now, certainly you can make almond pudding with milk, okay? And you can have banana slice, homemade fruit sherbet. All these are good stuff. And fruits, fresh fruits such as berries, sliced apple, Greek yogurt. And also, if you need to eat chocolate, make sure you eat 70% coconut chocolate. Also can make big apple or pears, cinnamon, that kind of good stuff is all good, healthy dessert. So it's not like when you have, I can have Greek yogurt with fruits, that can be done. So you can make it attractive and also delicious. So you can also don't get a lot of carbs. Okay, so this is good. 嗱，健康嘅甜品咧，最緊要食多生水果啦，同果醬啦、蘋果啦，同埋或者用啲 Greek yogurt 啦，又話朱古力嘅70%可，咁就唔會升咗上去啦。咁或者多啲杏仁嘅東西啦，冰香蕉條啦，水果啦，係會幫助你，好有幫助咧，係降低你個卡路里同埋個碳水化合物嘅，呢個係最重要。咁仲有啦，好重要咧，就 most important you have to use no sugar tea is a natural herb and help you get you better blood sugar level, help you become lower your blood sugar, increase insulin sensitivity, so more sugar get into the bloodstream to actually take it back to the cells that keep staying in the bloodstream. And also excess sugar will dump down our urine and also will dump the cholesterol also out of your urine and come to salt. Eventually, your blood sugar will go down, cholesterol will go down, your blood pressure will go down, and plus you get detox. So a lot of people say, hey, after I drink low sugar tea, my face become nicer, less, pimple, especially young people love this face become nice and clean. And that definitely will help when you have drink a lot of low sugar tea. A lot of young folks drink low sugar tea, the people actually disappear. So if you have a problem with high blood pressure, high blood sugar, and also bad cholesterol, it definitely low sugar tea will help you. It adds everything, all that. Okay, so 飲去糖茶係幫助你降低三高，呢個係好重要嘅。當你降低三高咧，你幫助你已經有一個好大忙咧，令到身體健康。呢個係繼續努力做呢樣嘢嘅。好咩？嗱 ，so in conclusion, you really have to have very good nutritional diet to make sure that you can help you to regulate your blood sugar level. Either you're pre-diabetic, diabetes is the same. You have to have good nutritional blood products that will continue to help you regulate your blood sugar. And you have to also prevent your blood sugar spike. And that's a major, major objective, spiking your blood sugar. You don't want to do that. And then on top of that, you also have better blood sugar level. That's your objective. Because you don't spike, your blood sugar level will definitely improve. Plus, you want to also lower the risk of any kind of complication because spiking sugar, the blood sugar continue A1C go up beyond 6.5 and up, then your risk of diabetic complication will be high. So you want to have a nutritional diet, continue good health, but your sugar continue to be in a good level. So that you can help you to basically maintain always a good blood sugar level with A1C lower than 6.4. That is the most important. Now, don't forget, it's not only the diet, you got to have exercise and weight management to control your pre-diabetes and also your diabetes. So it's not only diet, but you also need to have your two other important elements is weight management and also exercise. Because exercise will help you tremendously. OK， 咁結論啦，就係我哋講咗好多嘢咧，就關於好營養啦，同埋點能夠令到你會有 sugar spike 啦，你糖分嘅彈出去啦。當然飲去糖茶係一個好幫助你，係降低血糖、減骨醇同埋你血壓，亦都幫你排毒。呢個係一個好重要，令到你身體健康。你要繼續係令到你個 A1C 係低過6.4嘅 ，OK？ 咁再啦。冇咗 A1C 即係低6.4咧，你嘅糖尿病嘅併發症咧就會咁多機會出現喎，即係話我腎會出現個問題啦，心臟冇病啦，同埋會失記憶啦，呢啲係全部會降低風險嘅。但係好重要咧，要繼續係要控制你嘅生活習慣，就譬如改去多啲運動，同埋咧要多啲要控制你嘅磅數。咁呢啲咧全部係你一世人。呢個係講一世嘅工作都係繼續樣嘅。So today our webinar, I hope that you have a good understanding now, understanding how to control diet. Diet is one thing, but also more important is also including your weight control and your exercise. So it's not only just dieting, plus drinking low sugar tea is extremely important. So if you have any question, feel free to contact me. Andy@wafong.com, and also if you're in US, you call our Hawaii office, 808-388-0903. Hong Kong is 3001-5644. So these will able to contact or write to us. So that way we can able to communicate and give you whatever your requirement that you want to better understand. OK， 各位朋友。今日講好多嘢好重要咧，就係知道咧，原來你今日嘅食嘅嘢係好重要，但係一定要食係天然嘅全天然食物，咁令到啲糖咧就唔會最重要嘅 objective 唔係 spike 咗上，逢你升上，慢慢升上，就慢會落翻嚟。咁變咗嚟講咧，你就唔會有 sugar spike， 呢個係一個好重要嘅東西。咁第二樣嘢咧。你係能夠唔係淨係食咁簡單啦，仲要做 exercise 啦，仲要控制你磅數啦， 咁呢個就繼續咧俾你身體更加健康嘅。咁我今日講咗完晒啦，咁我就想睇下你有冇其他問題咧。So today we finish our webinar. Sorry for take you slightly longer, but I thought would be good to, we need to really fully explain why dieting is important, and so you can able to understand how to choose a diet, how to plan diet, so you can continue to maintain good dieting to control your pre-diabetic and diabetes. Okay, is there any other question? If no question, I wish you all the best, good health. Write to us if you have any question. We'd love to answer a question. And I want to thank you very much for listening to our webinar. I appreciate all your attention. This webinar will continue in Facebook, will also come on, and also YouTube. As I said, right now, every time we play for a little while, we have like 17,000 people are listening to it. That's really amazing how people like the webinar. 好感激多謝各位朋友係聽咗個書啦，咁其實亦都好多人咧聽完晒之後咧，原來全世界都聽緊呢樣嘢嘅。咁咧佢嘅好嘅，因為我依家已經有17000個人係聽緊啲書，幾好啊嚇！咁幫助好多人咧降低血糖、膽固醇同埋嘅血壓，仲有排毒。咁令到佢咧身體更健康。佢 A1C 係降低個少過6.4，哇，好嘢！咁變咗嚟講咧，藥係食少啲，唔使打胰島素。咁啊，希望你繼續 achieve 到樣。Okay, thank you very much. I hope you have a healthy and wonderful weekend. 多謝你聽我哋繼續去講座啦，希望你身體繼續健康，係一個十分好嘅週末。拜拜。